It's game time, we ain't playing with you. It's game time, it's game time, we ain't playing with you. That's how we ball for y'all.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? You're rocking with Doo Wop. Thanks for joining me for episode 78. A round of applause. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing well. Let's dive into some topics, man. So it looked like Trump, he met with that Vladimir Putin. He rolled out the red carpet for him. Had him had a meeting that was supposed to go on. It looked like the whole meeting was probably to get a deceased, fire when it came to the Ukraine. But it looked like they just like some buddies is kind of catching up. Two buddies is meeting up and discussing to see if they can come to agreement. But man, unfortunately, yeah, they didn't come to agreement. But people was taking notice that Trump was actually flexing on Putin over there. Driving them B two Stellas planes. Man, he said the joints are worth like 2 million, actually 2 billion. Yeah, 2 billion. You know, people seen that. And Putin seen that. But fortunately, it looks like they didn't come to agreement. He had a press conference here at the end, and he left everybody kind of puzzled. Like, oh, it was kind of undecisive. Like, what's still going on? He said, he moved forward, getting close. But sure, Ukraine people don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. And they see, Vladimir Putin was in there, kind of smiling with you in the back seat. Showed, I'll play a little clip. What President Trump had to say.
So there's no deal until there's a deal. I will call up NATO in a little while. I will call up the various people that I think are appropriate, and I'll, of course, call up President Zelensky and tell him about today's meeting. It's ultimately up to them. They're going to have to agree with what Marco and Steve and some of the great people from the Trump administration who've come here, Scott and John Radcliffe. Thank you very much. We really made some great progress today. I've always had a fantastic relationship with President Putin, with Vladimir. We had many tough meetings, good meetings. We were interfered with by the Russia hoax. That made it a little bit tougher to deal with, but he understood it. But it made it harder for us to deal as a country in terms of the business and all of the things that we'd like to have dealt with. But we'll have a good chance when this is over. So just to put it very quickly, I'm going to start making a few phone calls and tell them what happened. But we had an extremely productive meeting, and many points were agreed to. There are just a very few that are left. Some are not that significant. One is probably the most significant, but we have a very good chance of getting there. We didn't get there, but we have a very good chance of getting there. Again, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you very much, and we'll speak to you very soon and probably see you again very soon. Thank you very much, Vladimir.
Next time in Moscow.
Oh, that's an interesting one. I don't know. I'll get a little heat on that one, but I could see it possibly happening. Thank you very much, Vladimir. And thank you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, I mean, that's not. I don't think that's what he went there to resolve. I don't know if they just had a conversation and then it just went left, but it, man, but they didn't come to any agreement, and they left everybody kind of puzzled. Like, oh, what was the reason? Kind of just coming over here. What was the big show? What was the anticipation? But hey, Trump said he getting close. He said he's getting close. But we all know how Vladimir Putin get down in his dictatorship. So um, everybody's still gonna pay attention to that and see if that finally resolves the war, because they know when there's war, fortunately we can't stay out of it. So if we're involved in it, it's not gonna be good for us. It's not going to be good for us. So, but they come to some type of agreement and work that out. Everybody's paying attention. Talking about Donald Trump, other people was paying attention to what was going on in D.C. They brought the National Guards out there, said, just to clean up the city and restore peace. But I didn't mean, honestly, I didn't know there was so much violence going on in D.C. And a lot of people in D.C. didn't understand that was happening either. But they showed a lot of homeless people with the tents. I guess they was just posted right outside of Washington D.C. in their White House and in their community. I guess Trump tried to say um how can people respect us if we don't even clean up our own city? When they come there, you see a lot of homeless and things like that. I mean, hey, that's how the economy is moving. That's how things is things is looking right now. I mean, that's to be the focus is try to clean that up. Clean the way our economy is moving and things is going. But things don't happen overnight. Still gotta give time. Um, but I didn't like the way they was throwing out people's stuff who was homeless that was looking crazy. Um, because it looked like that's all they had. Everything that Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like the way I did see people, that stuff that is just getting thrown right in the garbage. I don't know if they gave them time to gather their stuff or they didn't even care. Like, just get this stuff off the street. Um, but their defense, they saying that they are gonna give the homeless people, shelter. And also they're on drugs or addicted or something. They also gonna try to provide treatment for them. I don't know how much is true, but if they're saying it, we have to take their word. But she did mention all this stuff, and I don't know how the people was feeling.
Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services, and if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this nationalizing of the federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments. Well.
Hey, hey, I get it. I get it. Trying to clean up the streets. I get it. It's just the way we got to make sure that we're still caring about what's going wrong to these people. At the end of the day, because it's a trickle down effect. They say what everybody like like 80% of the country is damn near one paycheck away from being homeless. They damn so. So if you're not family members and things like that. But yeah, that we gotta make sure that we still respect it and still treat them as like human beings. At the end of the day, that's the most important. But yeah, I didn't see why the National Guards would definitely come in to just clean up the streets for homeless people. 'Cause, I mean, DC said they. I don't. I mean, I didn't. It wasn't nothing gladly in the news, but you know how the news is. They don't usually report a lot of things anyway. But I guess maybe I think it's really they just not getting along with the actual the mayor, of the city. They're on the same page when it's come to getting policing at certain areas and things like that. So I don't think they felt like he can count on the police itself to go ahead and just clean up the streets for or throw the homeless stuff out and gather it, clean up the streets, basically cleaning up the streets, make it look better. It's just we just don't want that to happen to like every state. We still want police officers to still try to do their job. Not bring in national guards because they're trained to do other things. But this is a start. They got to clean up the streets. Let's make sure we respect the streets. At the end of the day. So that's what I seen when or that's my opinion on that subject. But moving the letter along, oh man, a lot of people have been talking about this Roblox uh app. Basically, got the CEO got some explaining to do, man, because this one YouTuber or streamer, he's was actually streaming him catching a lot of call them PDFs, going after young children on he said he caught 6 people already with this app because on this app is doing a lot of disturbing things on there. Got a lot of sickles on there, and it's just easy. He said it's just catching them, it's easy catching them left and right. Instead of the CEO or David trying to work with the person or even try to like re-look at that, the whole game in the app and how people are interacting with people on there. He went in there and sent the cease and desist to the person who he was catching all the predators out there. You know, and that's just not right. That's not right at all. You know, so that's what he had to say.
I have just gotten a legal complaint from Roblox. I'm not even joking. They have sent a cease and desist letter to me, and they've gone ahead and banned every account I own. And you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on their platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of them, the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested, a person that law enforcement has made public statements saying that they are glad when people like me go ahead and give them information so that they can arrest these people. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators. That is absolutely insane. And the other thing that's crazy about this is Roblox itself. It is a predator haven. There are games on Roblox like XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. That's about 7 million visits, and the whole premise of the game is showering together with kids. That is the whole game. If you join it, you're going to see predators, you're going to see naked avatars, you're going to see people peeing and all this sort of weird stuff. If I was a parent and I saw that, I would be outraged. I would be totally outraged. And parents aren't aware of this, and it's so sad. I get emails from kids daily about all the horrible stuff that they're exposed to. I get emails from parents talking about what their kids were exposed to. And there are so many predators on this platform. It is actually unreal. So it's quite crazy to see Roblox go after me, a person trying to get predators arrested off of their platform, then the predators, their platform.
I mean, that is kind of crazy. Yeah, the Roblox man, CEO David, he got to clean it up, and he definitely got to clean it up. Um, because if you having people getting caught left and right with underage kids, and you should take this advantage of trying to work with everybody to just make your app and make your games better. Because obviously there's a hole in it. There's something going wrong. There's something going wrong right there. And also I see the games also for like adults too. So you understand there's adults. I've seen that they got a lot of like horror and creepy things going on there. But I'm sure like the CEO David didn't intend for to make this game, and for that attention. And if he didn't, he should be taking this advantage of trying to find different ways that people are interacting with the underage kids and they're grown people. You should take that as a mind, like, okay, hold on, this is what I need to do for this. Oh, this is what they're doing. Let me do this, and not instead of sitting there and actually trying to like profit off this. I hope he's not profitable because I'm sure he didn't intend to make that game. That he's sure he intended the game to have for children to have fun and just and have a new game to play with. But now it's turned into something different. And I don't, and I, and you're taking a risk with that because if people complain, they're starting to have a class action lawsuit against this. They're gonna shut it down. They're gonna shut it down. And then also, I seen that they got to fix too. Roblox. I seen a dating app that y'all came out with. That it was scrolling down. They had ages under 16. They had 7, 8. Like no parent out there want their their kids on a dating app underage dating. That's not the focus on what they're trying to parents are trying to do. So they got to clean it up. They got to clean it up. That main focus is that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like, how do you scroll down and you see you date 7-year-old, 8-year-old? That's crazy. So yeah, they definitely gotta fix that, or this, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. They gotta clean that up. They gotta clean that up ASAP. So yeah, CEO got some work to do. Definitely got some work to do with that, because that's it's getting creepy. It's getting creepy, and and it's probably gonna lead to. I can see now in the future. Now it's gonna lead to really put your ID into the game to really be verified. Because if you're claiming you can be 6, 7, and 12, whatever, you can just make up an age, and then you talk to kids who's 8, 10, 11, whatever. And then that's going to be another thing, future reference that they're going to have to fix, because you're going to have to verify your age, verify your identity. More information going to be pushed to these companies and giving them our information, but to stop people from avoiding that situation, that's what I guess what you got to do. That's what people got to do probably. But yeah. So Roblox, to clean that up, clean that up. The parents and the people not liking that, not liking that. It's creepy. We're talking about kids and parents and things like that. Getting some technology, man. I mean, it was he said it at a conference. It was a Chinese tech. He said now he's racing to deliver what could be the world's first um gesture of robots, of basically them being like a surrogate. So a humanoid bot involved in a humanoid bot carrying, basically artificial womb implant. I mean, I talked, a little about them making things up, but now they're saying that first the intent of carrying a fetus through like a 10-month. That's crazy. Deliver a baby, according to the Chinese media. Man, and then they saying that maybe be like, starting debut on 2026. But the crazy part about it, they were saying is damn near gonna sell only for $14,000. So but all that stuff is just weird and crazy. How things are moving, and I don't know how true it is. But just the fact that they're even talking that a humanoid can actually birth your baby, and then then there was a lot of backlash if that has happened, because they say mother child from connecting just from the womb, that's something that is going to be detached, and so now it's going to be I don't know, is it going to be like a human baby with robots ability? I mean, I don't. That's just I don't. It's just crazy. If we're there, if we're that type of day and age that we're moving towards, I mean, that's crazy. It's insane. But I don't know how true it is, but I know China is very advanced and very ahead of the AI technology and humanoid bots. If they actually can come up with that, and so soon, I was like 2026. That is right around the corner. So I don't know. That's just crazy, but ain't it they say.
China just created a robot that can get pregnant and give birth to a baby. And it's sparking global outrage. China has unveiled what they're calling the world's first pregnancy robot, a humanoid machine with a built-in artificial womb capable of carrying a baby from conception all the way to birth. This futuristic invention, developed by a robotics team in Guangzhou, is expected to launch its first prototype by 2026. And here's the shocking part. They claim it'll cost less than $14,000. The robot uses amniotic fluid chambers and nutrient tubes to simulate a real human womb. In theory, embryos could grow exactly like they do in a natural pregnancy, without a mother ever carrying the child. Supporters say this could free women from the physical toll of pregnancy and offer hope for people struggling with infertility. But critics are furious, calling it unnatural, cruel, and dangerous, warning it could erase the bond between mother and child. The project has already triggered over 100 million discussions on Chinese social media, with people split between seeing it as a scientific breakthrough or a dystopian nightmare. So here's the question: is this the future of reproduction, or is humanity crossing a line it should never touch?
I mean, I don't, it's insane. It's insane. I mean, there's always going to be the good and there's always going to be the bad. You know, it's going to help benefit people who can't have kids and things like that. But oh man, it's just giving humanoid bots that control. I mean, then they don't even need humans. They could damn near just make their own babies, make their own creations, and just start running their own world. You know. Um, that's just, I don't. Oh man. But that's just the way technology is definitely heading. And like I said, it's a touchy stuff because then you are on the borderline of playing. I always say playing God. Just creating your own baby without the actual going through, I guess the normal way. From a man and a woman. But now they just I don't know how that all that is gonna work. But I mean, there is no like demonstration. They don't have no rollout. They have nothing. So it could be all speculation of this creation thing. But I can see it happening down the line if it's not so quickly. The happening. But scientists definitely in the lab making AI and humanoid bots realer than possible. Now they want to make them carry babies or even have babies. So we'll pay attention, see if that actually does come out in 2026, or there's more talks about this in the works, and see how the public reacts and see how people handle this. But just hearing about it is just great. Talking about crazy, then, Killer Cameron, man. He's been in the headlines a little bit because now he has this thing, his thing with Omar Goody Jr. It's funny, he has this little thing called like book his ops. It's a good way to really book your ops. It's a different it's not where it's not violent, it's not nobody's getting hurt, and it's actually putting money in your ops pockets, truthfully, but it's for his own interpretive of his laughs, and it's a different game. They always say it's you know a different type of war when you going at your opponent. But I mean, as long as it's all fun and games, it is fun and games. It's all fun and games. But he did book Omar Jr. He didn't know he was getting booked. He paid him like $3,000, got him a flight, got him acting in a movie that Cam says not coming out. You know, it was funny. It's funny, entertaining. And, he wasn't in on it. He didn't know nothing about it. So he flew out there, had him there doing push-ups in a movie that's not coming out. And Cam was in the back, laughing at him, and just for his amusement. It's kind of like Ashton Kutcher punk being punked and not even knowing. So, but it's it's a different way to really get at your op. But I had him sign the papers, so everything he could use, he could use. So I'm sure he's gonna make some money off that anyway. But and the bad part, the movie looked all right, because he gives his props. So he says he can act. He's a good actor. So he's like, and his man who shot the whole film, he's like, damn, I'm mad he shot it so good because it actually looks like a real movie. But he was cursing at him in Spanish. He didn't know he was talking about him, and then he even called the movie killer in Spanish. So it's a fun way to actually book your op, and at least you put some money in your op's pocket while you laughing at him. If you could do it, you could do it. It's something different. So as long as you're keeping it peaceful, it's just fun and games, all fun and games. But let me see if I can play a clip of the movie. It's called Killer.
The movie's called Killer in Spanish. Let's go to the clip.
Can you buy that? Killer. Dipset.
It's a big game. We got Judge and Soto. You ready? You ready for this shit? Okay, pasa mi fucking Sosa. Let's do it. Let's run this shit. Let's run it. What you want right now? ¿Tú vas a traer? Yo voy a la bola, mamá huevo. Let's go. What you got?
Ponche.
Yo voy a hit.
Ponche.
Coge lo tuyo, suéltalo mío otra vez. Suéltalo mío. Come on, baby. Give me my money. Give me my money. Give me my fucking money, man. My fucking money, man. Let's go. It's what I do. ¡Au, panita, suelta! ¡Otra que no es compota! Suelta, no me lo caliente. Oh, shit, what's good, my boy? What's good?
Hey, this my main man, Omar, right here, man.
Nah, no security, man. Nah.
Damn, that boy ate like 45 burgers in an hour.
Man, this my dog right
God
here.
damn.
Man.
You sure he ain't no security?
Man, come on. Let's talk business.
Nah, we doing a little Betty right now. Hold on, chill. What you want right now, papi? What you want right now? Let's do a Betty right now. What you want? You want a strike or you want a ball? You want a strike or you want a ball? Check this out, man. Well, let's do it. Check this out, man. Well,
But Omar, he's not letting up, man. He's up there making so many diss records. He's on his 4th diss record about Cam. But he came like, I probably don't even need to respond to this. I don't even want to entertain this. Like, you're not a real rapper. So probably not even like, it's no point of really responding. I wouldn't respond to that. I wouldn't respond to that, but it's funny. It's funny. Another way to play around with your app. Let's get into new music since we're talking about Killer. So Cardi B, she dropped a new single again. She's gearing up to drop that album. I think in September it's gonna come. Interesting concept she took to make this song. She took the imaginary player. Says she got the okay from Jay-Z. Just they use that beat. Use the beat, use the name. They basically took the same blueprint. The video's fire. Video's fire. All the shots. Basically just popping her shit. Feeling herself. And her lyrics, basically giving flowers to herself. The things that she accomplished and feeling good about herself. So it's always good music. It's always good music. To hear. Phil. But to be honest, though, I think it's like a hit record. I don't think it's a hit record. But I think it probably can go good with maybe the flow in her album, the way probably her album is probably set up. But she definitely was talking her shit. So she was definitely talking her shit. The only reason I just say that because I mean, Hitmaker's good at bringing back certain beats and things like that, but I think the whole concept is just in a female way. But I mean, everybody still prefers Jay-Z song. People still gonna just bring you back to where you was at when you heard that version of Jay-Z song. You just kind of want to just reverse the time. But it was still fire. It was still fire. I think, like I said, I think it's just gonna fit her album, and I think probably that'll probably go in good because everybody's still waiting for her to drop the album. So I'm sure she got I believe probably be definitely got like some hits. Got a hit record on that album. I'll say that because it's been so long, and she's just calculating all the way she probably putting it out. But I would say this: it's just funny how you got the okay from Jay and just use that mode, and I don't know is that because she's Jay Z's beefing with, I wouldn't say Jay Z, it's just Nicki Minaj is beefing with whole RJ, but it's just how that's now all that comes out. I don't know. People was speculating like, oh, that's the said it's they said the art of war. You don't gotta respond to Nicki. You rather just go ahead and antagonize a different way. I don't know. It's just it's interesting. It's interesting, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he got real beef. With Nicki Minaj, but he did give her Cardi B okay to drop that, and it's all hot video, visual, subliminal subliminal talking of what she done and everything. So why she's who she is, and nobody's still topping what she has been done. She definitely have her own footprint in the women's rap, and but It's good to gear up. She's gearing up to drop her album, so everybody's waiting for her to drop the album and see how that does. See how that goes. So definitely, check it out. Check it out. Imaginary Players, you dig? So, Netflix, I'm watching some stuff thing, but series thing, couple of serious things, but nothing like crazy movie that came out yet. But it's like, damn, we subscribe on Netflix and we pay the subscription. We want movies galore. We want movies back to back. But I'm gonna jump on. I'm not. I wouldn't say I want to jump on the bandwagon of Tubi, but I've been, watching Tubi. I didn't want to talk about it, but I think now it's time to talk about some Tubi, because it's definitely another entertainment for the culture to watch, to get familiar with if they already had not been familiar with. But I'm gonna probably mention some movies that I just checked out and people should check out, that I think should be getting a little towards. And it's a good way for people, start their acting career and start getting people, their own followers and fans, things like that. And then also these directors and people who take the time to shoot these movies. They're doing a good job. So, I definitely gonna shout it out. So I'm talking about checked out the movie called Sin. It's on Tubi, man. Uh I posted a clip of the guy he's talking about. I mean, it's a good plot, the way how everything, worked in the movie. Uh I don't want to give it all away, but
Sin on Tubi, don't walk, run. You hear me? Huh? Imagine thinking you gotta come up with a master plan to get your family and yourself out this struggle, all while beefing with your family. Come to find out at the end of it, the person who you thought was helping you out achieve your dreams is actually inside your damn head. Wait a damn minute now. Huh? This is goddamn Straw with Tyler Perry on goddamn steroids. Do y'all hear me? This is an amazing movie. Now, y'all been inboxing me all weekend about this movie. I said, let me go see what this is about. First of all, the way Chocolate was acting up on this damn movie. And come to find out, the whole time the plot thickens, I don't want to tell y'all what happened, but I think this movie is a mandatory watch, and you're going to think you crazy. Huh? 10 out of 10, I goddamn recommend. This movie is shot out, y'all. This on Tubi, and this just came out. This is a banger right here.
no,
Even the
it's a
acting
good
and stuff
plot.
being great,
It's a good
bruh.
plot.
10
The
out
way
of
it
10.
all came out.
This probably going to be on Netflix in a
Her
couple
basically,
months. I'm not going to lie. This is a real good one, y'all. I
being
think it's
a
on 10 out of 10. Y'all
stripper,
watch
entertainment. They trying to just catch a quick lick, trying to get the money. So the way they kind of just did everything is dope. It's dope plot. So I would definitely check it out. Check out Sin on Tubi. And Tubi's doing great things. Tubi's definitely coming for Netflix and Hulu and everything else. When it comes to like entertainment now for the culture. So check that out when you get a chance. But let's get into some motivation. I need a motivation. All right, so this one says, great opportunity often comes disguised as a tough decisions. You know, it does. Sometimes you gotta make these tough decisions um, to get these great opportunities. So I did understand it, and I did get it when they said it. Um, because there's opportunities that always be out there. Sometimes you just gotta make the tough decision to work towards it, or even do the right things to try to get the opportunity. And then when you get the opportunity, you gotta show what you can do with the opportunity. So I did like to see when I was like, oh yeah, I understand it. Let's get into another one, but this other one says failure happens, setback happens, just keep going. Eventually victories happen. So yeah, it says accomplishment happens. So yeah, you know that's part of life. We gotta fail. We gotta fail. Always say you gotta fail. Sometimes you gotta do a little bit of setbacks. But you gotta just keep going. You just gotta keep going. And then eventually you have some victories to celebrate. At the end. once you keep going and work towards it and work hard. So that's all we're gonna have to keep doing. But thanks for joining me for like episode 78. So don't forget to like, subscribe, check out my music, check out the next episode, all that good stuff. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, and then check me for the next one. So in the meantime, between times, you've been rocking with Duvop. Peace.
I love it. You guys are so great.